Okay, folks, a lot has happened in the saga of getting this board manufactured and assembled, so buckle up, you're in for a bumpy ride. Please feed the YouTube algorithm by giving the video a like. If you want to see more like this, click subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. If you want to chip in on my expenses, I now have Patreon and YouTube memberships. I really want to thank Summit for the factory visit experience by making this the most watched video ever on my channel. So please click the like button right now and feel free to share it around. Trust me, you're in for a good one if you're the kind of person who watched How It's Made and Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe back in the day. Now, my father ran a factory in Toronto making Vicks products like VapoRub, NyQuil, and Formula 44, and he'd take me in on Saturday mornings, and I was fascinated by the big machines and the smell of machine oil and menthol, and this visit really brought back those memories. And of course, if you need any services that you see, be sure to contact Summit directly and mention that you saw them featured here. There were a lot of things working against me. The bug and crash in Fusion 360, learning and rebuilding the board from scratch in KiCad, my remaining time in Thailand, finding companies who could manufacture and assemble the board, and agree to using the parts I've already ordered for it, Chinese New Year, latency of communication by email back and forth, shipping delays, and getting a business visa for China. I quickly realized that I had zero chance of making it up to China and getting the board made and assembled. To visit a factory, I need a business visa with an invitation letter, and then add in visa processing times and the risk of being rejected upon landing. That's now an eliminated possibility. Although big props go to Ulysses at All PCB, he offered full access to his manufacturing factory just west of Shanghai. When I got back to him about the visa and running out of time, he still offered for me to visit the factory at any time, and I may make that my first stop on my way back to Thailand next winter and make up a batch of boards. With China out, an LED went on in my head that Thailand is number 8 in the world for circuit board manufacturing, and most of them are in the Bangkok region, and that's a quick train ride for me. So I contacted several companies, and Summit Electronics responded, offering a full factory tour and beginning a plan for the assembly process next winter. So, resigned to doing parts placement and soldering myself on this prototype batch, I sent an order for 5 boards to All PCB in thanks for their support. The 5 boards cost 20 cents each. The solder mask stencil was $13, and shipping from China was $36. Ugh. Given that I now have a bunch of free time on my hands with the boards starting manufacturing after Chinese New Year and then shipping time, I took the bus and the ferry down to Koh Samui for 5 days, flew across to Ao Nang Beach in Krabi, and then flew back up to Bangkok where the boards were delivered to a friend's house. I picked them up and went to the Summit factory, and that's where the awesomeness of the rest of this video kicks in. Alright, I'm here at Summit Electronics to meet Kun Pornrawee, and we'll see what I can get up to inside the factory. I just got a ride for almost an hour from central Bangkok to get here. We are in the far eastern suburbs in the industrial area east of the airport. Cost me $15 for the equivalent of an Uber here. It was a BYD Seal, and I'll show you a little video I took inside, and it is magnificent. I'll go back and watch my video from the auto show in Bangkok, because anybody who's not making electric cars right now is dead. It's Tesla and about 15 Chinese companies, and that's going to be it. All right, I'm inside Kun Pornrawee and his big boss, and look what they've done. I've never had this in my life. I am welcome to the factory, a subject business meeting, and my logo and everything. I'm so happy to be here. And here's a very rare selfie of me in my bunny suit as we prepare to enter the factory. And here's some of their other products they've done in the past. Nice and complicated with lots of wiring buses, heat sinks, big LED panels, phones and remote controls, car audio, ooh, CAN bus driven instruments, optical, ooh, yes, and magnetic. Fantastic. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it smells like new circuit boards in here. These are the pick and place machines. You can see the components are on these spools. They get picked up by the robot hand and placed on the circuit board inside. Fantastic. Wow. So what part is here? This is
This is
the ovens for baking?
no, this is a two-hole insertion.
Oh, two-hole insertion machines. Ah, okay.
Important for high power.
Yes. So you don't place those by hand. You even have a machine for through-hole.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. There goes a board. You can just see the board inside. You can see how fast it cycles through the boards, putting the components in. Oh, yes. And these are the parts. These don't get soldered to the board. They go through holes, so you need a special machine to place these in. You can see the capacity of this machine, and they're only using it for these parts.
This is the older one. This is the new one.
Oh, okay.
Completely than this.
Yeah. You can see it picking place, pick place, pick place.
And this side for the two-hole insertion.
Yeah.
Over there is the SMT surface.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we separately.
Yes.
So our company have the many kind of
Yes.
the customer and the many kind of the PCB side. Small one is the one, the biggest one.
Oh, wow. And the machines can handle a board this size?
Yeah, they
you,
model.
you panelize them?
Yeah.
So you put multiple of them,
Yeah.
and then you install them, and then you cut them up at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So now we're in the surface mount technology section, where the parts get laid on top of the board.
So the best printing.
Yeah.
Wetting start.
Okay.
SPI. So the printing and inspection.
Oh, okay. Inspection, yeah. Inspection is such a huge part of this industry because you can't just make it and hope that it works. You've got to make it. You have optical inspection, you have electrical inspection, and in some cases they actually x-ray the boards because you can't, depending on the component, you can't see if it's properly installed, so they x-ray it. Yeah. So here's another machine with the components on the reels, and it's a surface mount in here. No boards going through. And then after the components are placed on the board, it goes through these baking ovens with a very critical temperature. As the boards go through, they get warmed up, they plateau, and then they cool down. There's one coming out now. Yeah.
temperature.
Yeah. Yeah, here's all the different temperature settings as the board moves through the machine. Oh, here's a pick and place. The boards are over there, and the machine can pick components that are installed in the front and the back of the machine. You can see how fast it works. And the precision is down to the hundredths of a millimeter. Here's some cartridges that are not working in the machine right now, but you can see that each of the spools of components goes through this little metal device, which then gets hooked into the machine. And the machine talks to this device and feeds the components through. Now we're coming out of the baking oven.
Optical inspection.
Optical inspection, fantastic.
3D.
Ah, yeah, and it, as he said, it's not just top down, but they look from the side too to make sure all the pins are properly soldered.
Yeah, properly solder and properly correct the position.
Yeah. And there's past inspection. And then human inspection. Nothing better than a human's eye. And that's a good one.
Yeah,
you can see this one is marked for rework. There's only one board in there, so out of all the ones they've made, only one of them had a little glitch.
Okay.
Yeah, and these ones are all good. Fantastic.
This is the process for the SMT, and then on to second floor
Oh.
for the manual inserts.
Oh, wow, there's a whole nother floor.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So how many parallel lines do you have?
Now we have the 14 line.
14 lines running in parallel,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
each one is running its own board jobs. Okay.
14 line for the SMT.
Yeah.
And 10 line for the two-hole insertion.
10 lines for through hole also. Wow. And of course, there's very strict temperature and humidity regulations that they need to maintain to make sure all the equipment and the parts and the soldering all works perfectly. Another human inspection with a template that gets overlaid to make sure all the parts are in the right place.
QC.
Yeah. Is the rework station. If anything needs a hand adjustment, it comes over here, and then it goes through the full testing cycle again. Okay. And these are all the completed boards waiting for different stages of quality assurance and then packaging and shipment. What does FG mean?
Finished good.
Finished goods.
This
All right.
Called semi-finished good.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they're ready to ship.
No,
Oh, not
ready.
yet?
Need to second floor.
Oh, okay.
Thing,
Ah, I see.
separately testing something.
Okay.
It is just called semi-finished good.
Okay.
Because we have the main PCB process is the SMT, right?
Yes.
And the second part for the manual.
Ah, okay.
This is the control room for
Ah, parts supply. Yeah.
part supply.
These were all the parts are waiting in their spools to be set up in the pick and place machines. You've always got to have a huge inventory,
Yeah.
or you work with your customers to make sure that you order all the right parts ahead of time and make sure they're in stock, because you can't build a board if you're missing one little tiny resistor that's the size of a half a grain of rice.
order machine inventory.
Inventory, okay. Oh yeah, the paperwork. I was talking about, there's an X-ray machine.
By X-ray.
Yeah.
But actually, you the human for counting, we cannot count all quantity in the row.
Okay.
We use the X-ray machine very fast.
Yes.
Because we produce around 1 million piece PCB
Per year?
per month.
Per month. 1 million circuit boards every month.
Yeah.
That is bananas. Yeah, and the only way you can do it is by scaling up all of these parallel production lines. Because once you buy the machine, it pretty much runs at its stated rate, and then you've just got to buy more machines and run them in parallel. It's a big pick and place machine. All the spools are here, components run into the machine's central. There's a good view of it right there. Those are all through hole? Yeah, those are all through hole components, so they don't get laid on top. They go through holes and they need to be inserted, cut off from underneath, and then soldered. You use wave soldering for the through hole? Upstairs, okay. Yeah, wave soldering is pretty cool. We'll have to see that one in action. And do you do incoming inspections on the boards from the factory?
We do.
Yeah.
What you need to do?
Oh, okay. Because you've got to make sure you're starting with a good board. Otherwise, everything you do is for nothing.
That is called incoming inspection.
Yeah.
All the part into the incoming.
Right.
Give to the outer system. We use the ERP to control the process and part.
Okay.
It is the
Oh
incoming
yeah,
area.
yeah. Incoming shipping.
Receiving
Yeah.
inspection area. This is just the basic inspection first for the carton condition. No broken, no dirty, no deform. Right.
Yes.
For the packing real condition.
Yes.
And then some part need to measurement. We use the incoming
Oh,
inspection
okay.
area.
So you actually actively test some of the components too to make sure they're functionally correct. Yeah.
We separately. In case for the chip, SMT chip, we do not open the seal.
Yes, yes.
We just packing condition only. But the outer part, right, the injection part, wire harness, PCB, we need the measurement dimension. So that is.
Okay. Swatika.
This is the part
In,
quality insurance.
okay.
Need to measurement.
With a microscope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
3D measurement, 2D measurement,
Oh wow.
with the size measurement. It assemble the incoming the PCB slide.
Oh yes.
We measurement the hole, the size, and the screen printing.
And
outer
you
condition.
measure off the fiducial marks that the circuit board company does, or do you measure pads, or you measure mounting holes?
Measurement for the side first.
Oh, side to side, okay.
Whole side,
Yes.
side of PCB thickness, printing screen. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, very comprehensive testing incoming. That's good. Okay. Oh. So these are some examples of incoming problems that you've documented to your suppliers. Okay.
We do the stamping.
Yes.
For the SEOL standards.
And there must be some international standards that
Yes.
you comply
Yeah,
with?
this one.
Yeah. Some ISO standards, some ANSI standards. Yeah. More inventory.
Yeah.
Can never have enough inventory. Oh, yeah. Static control is a big problem with semiconductors. Because even if when you walk across a carpet and then you touch something metal, you can get a spark. That will destroy chips. So, yeah, temperature, humidity, and even some of the staff, they put a grounding strap on their wrist just to make sure that they don't have any static buildup.
It's also this is the internal control.
Okay,
Software.
good. So this is your company letters, right? Summit Electronic Components. So SEC is everything that's yours. Sometimes you ship these to your customer and the customer returns them. Yeah, so you always get it back. That's good.
It's expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Second floor. Oh, unlucky. It's break time. 10 minutes.
Okay. It's good that everybody has a scheduled break time.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Then the machines keep running?
Not running.
Or not running.
Yeah.
You halt the line. Yeah. That's
10 minutes.
okay. 10 minutes. Do it right the first time. Words of wisdom. So this is the hand assembly part?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got a board and they take a certain number of components and they put them in?
Yeah. Okay, this is from downstairs.
Okay.
That is, we call semi-FG, right?
Finished goods SMT from downstairs. We're upstairs now and they're doing the hand installation. I'm not allowed to get too close to the boards, but you can see that all the small parts have already been done and they're installing the larger ones out of these bins by hand.
Because the machine cannot do insert, we do manual insert by operator.
Yeah, because they have an odd size or they're too hard to grab, or sometimes they don't come in a spool. They just come as a bag of like 1,000 parts and you have to put them by hand. Yeah. And this machine, is this flux?
This is the glue.
Glue.
Yeah.
Ah,
The fitting.
okay. Oh, interesting.
I need to bending. We need to fix.
Oh, right.
Like as the capacitor, wire harness. Something.
Is that for like vibration so it doesn't break off? Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. And then
Put in the pallet.
right. So they place them here and then they go into the machine. And this is the wave soldering machine. Ah, yes. I'm going to see if I can see. There it is. You can just see those ripples right there? That is a vat of molten solder. And when the boards come across in those trays, the molten solder just barely touches all the pins on the underside of the board, and it basically solders the board as it comes across right here. You want to make sure this is very, very precisely controlled. Otherwise you slosh solder across the top of your board, or you don't effectively solder the bottom of it. So it's a very precise little action there. I can't imagine how hot that solder is right now. Wow. And then they come out here, they get cooled down by the fans. Ah, okay. And more inspection, more inspection.
Passive inspection.
Yes.
This is called in-circuit tester.
Oh, right. So this is a bed of nails. They put the board in here and they can run electrical checks on it.
Yes.
And each one of these is custom designed for every board that comes through. And you as a customer, you're going to pay a lot of money for that to make sure that your board is 100% electrically perfect.
After that,
Oh, yeah?
firmware. This is the in-circuit test device.
Yes.
Software, fat writer,
Oh,
and then the functional test.
okay. So they actually flash the software onto the board here, and then they can functionally test
Yeah.
the entire board to make sure that it's working electrically and it's working as the way the software is intended.
Yes.
Okay, so then the customer gets a completely working board that they can just screw right into their product.
Yeah. Then like this, we have
Yeah.
step 10.
Yeah. Excellent. And what kind of different microcontrollers can you program with the machines?
We have the many kind.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the MCU.
yeah,
We have example with the microchip, right?
yeah.
Renesas,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, ST Micro, Infineon,
Yeah.
TI,
Mm-hmm.
many kind.
Okay,
It depends
Yeah.
on the customer needs.
sure. There's so many to choose from in the market, and you have to support them all. All the ladies are on their phones right now while they're having their afternoon break.
Yeah. The final one is the sampling.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Generally.
Mm-hmm. And this one, you've even got a fuse. You've got two fuse holders and a fuse that a human had to snap into place on that board. Electrical test?
No, this is the in-circuit test.
In-circuit test.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the passive component test.
Okay. So the contact pins touch certain pieces of the board, and then they run the testing.
Yeah, measurement of short circuit or not,
Mm-hmm.
correct value or not, position open circuit or not.
Yeah.
Make sure that all things assembly completely before the apply the functional test. Before the functional test, input the electrical and test the
Oh.
operational.
Okay.
If there's something mistake, input to here, maybe the book.
So this just tests the circuits on the board.
Yes.
But this one tests how the board behaves when you put the input signals into it. Okay.
Full operation.
Full operation. Yep.
You can check all the components correct or not.
Yes.
PCB have the short circuit or not.
Mhm.
PCB have the open circuit or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. To make sure that if this machine coverage around 90% to the 99%
Yes.
for the overall components.
Okay. Good. And the operator gets a green or a red.
Yes.
Yeah. You can see this one passed.
Yep.
It's green.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There's part of the grounding system for static control.
All the raw we control electrode.
Ah, okay. In the floor.
For a uniform.
Mhm.
In this that.
Yes, anti-static. So it's not just a clean room, but it's also anti-static.
Yes.
That's great.
And all customer.
Oh, yes. You recognize a lot of serious players in the industry,
Yeah.
and then right down here, you're going to have Mike's Tropical Tech. We'll put a little sticker right there.
Okay, in the future.
Yeah. Okay, so we finished? Okay. Brochure. I will take this home with me for sure. Excellent. Well, so wrap up. Thank you so much for your time and your help and the access to your wonderful factory. And this is exactly what I was hoping for. All right, so let's wrap everything up and I'll get back to Hua Hin. Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank my Patreons and YouTube members, Peter Bouvier, Puppy, and Craig, for their ongoing support. I see that a whopping 96% of my viewers are not subscribers, so please go ahead and click that subscribe button because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Thanks and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.